Hello everyone, my name is Binks and welcome back to Let's Play The Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve, where we're continuing in the second case of the game, The Memoirs of the Clouded Kokoro. Alright, so, last episode we, were... we had a chance to speak to Sherlock and Iris about forensic science. So that was an interesting little conversation there. Sure, that's gonna come in handy. uh, I know that they want us to like go straight to like the crime scene, but I feel like I don't want to just go with the main story just yet. I kind of just want to see if there's any other information we can gain by going to the other locations first before we just jump along with the main plot. So yeah, that's what I'm doing first. So we're just going to the other locations. So we're now at the hospital to check on Olive Green, who she's like a side character in this storyline, but I'm very sure she'll still be playing some kind of big role here. Yes, I hear angry voices. Oh, what the frick? Why are you here? They look strange together. What a height difference, my goodness.
Be not angry, O ample lady. Verily, thou art mistaken.
What are you doing here bothering this woman? Are they part of the conspiracy together then, like I thought? I mean, we know that he's stealing gas, but I thought that he also had some other kind of like fraud thing going on. And I thought that she was in on it together with him. But now I'm like, I don't know. Because why was she heading there, is my thing, right? Why was she on her way to that poor part of town if she doesn't even live there? It's just so strange. What is her connection to everything?
Mistaken, my foot. You were looking at my painting.
What? What's going on?
The eye of man hath not heard, the ear of man hath not seen.
He said this garbage already.
'Twas foul indeed, the poison that mustached villain gaveth me. Forgive me, lady.
Are they roommates? Because he is in the hospital, so maybe they're roommates here, I guess. Which they shouldn't be, but...
I wish that you died from that poison.
Oh. Oh my. That's a terrible thing to say, Olive. Wow.
God a mercy, ample lady. But thou seest, I have vigour still. Behold, my Shakespeare dance.
Yeah, he's, as usual, extra. What the hell? Did he really bother her that much for her to say that she wishes he died?
This looks rather ominous, doesn't it?
What the heck is going on?
Ah, lo, 'tis the lawyer from the land whence riseth the sun. How now?
What are you doing here, Mr. Shakespeare, you piece of garbage? you're a gas-stealing fraud. You're also the victim in this case, but you're still a piece of scum. Criminal scum.
Marry, I do believe I am returned unto another ward.
He was looking. That's what he was doing. Looking at my terrible work.
She was gonna fight him on guard.
Hey, on guard. Hey. She was in position. Eastern fellow, so darkly clad. Faith, thy work in court this morning was wonderful. I do applaud thee.
Oh, well, thank you.
But you screwed me over, so I'm going to kill you. That doesn't mean things will go so wonderfully for you tomorrow, does it?
Uh, yeah, your cheap ass little fake. Mm-hmm. You poser.
Anon exeunt.
Uh-huh. Mr. Shamspear might technically be the victim in this case. There's definitely a lot more to it than that. It's very hard to pin the man down.
I'm so sorry. I'm such an awful person.
Ah, Miss Green, is everything all right?
Oh, yes. I mean, don't worry about me. They're about to discharge me, so I must get ready to leave now.
Oh, I see.
We're delighted that you'll soon be well enough to go home, Miss Green. Oh dear, you're too kind. I don't deserve it.
Interesting. Well, let's look around, because I feel like some stuff has definitely changed. Did everything change here? There are all sorts of medicines in this cabinet, look. Not sure if it's safe leaving them in reach of everyone like this.
Yes, you're right. I can imagine if you were peckish, you might try a whole bottle or two.
Well, at least there seems to be a little lock to secure the cabinet doors.
I don't imagine that would stop you if you were hungry. I worry that you'd break the lock.
Hunger doesn't turn me into a criminal, you know, Miss Susato. I mean, I guess this is the newest thing. Ah, this looks like the treatment notes for whoever's occupying this bed. Let's see. Do not permit to run around the hospital.
The patient doesn't seem to be here at the moment, so... He or she is probably running around the
Oh, here she is, probably running around the hospital then.
Oh dear. How worrying.
What's worrying is why they haven't discharged the patient yet. Oh, I guess we could look at her? So, are you feeling more like yourself today, Miss Green?
I am, thank you. I mean, people do recover from ordeals like this, don't they? Even people like me.
Well, yes, it really was an ordeal, wasn't it?
As far as I was concerned, I was just walking along in the snow one evening, minding my own business. And then, completely out of the blue, I was struck in the back by a knife and collapsed unconscious for days. Of course, when I finally woke up again yesterday, the whole business had been cleared up already. What a terrible week it's been for you. Oh no, I'm sure I'm very lucky, really. I'll look back on this fondly.
Really?
Anyway, I must be getting my things together now, so I'm ready to be discharged.
Oh, yes, of course. Sorry to take up your time when you're obviously busy. Right. Sorry. Alright, guess we just have to go straight here now then. February 22nd, Mr. Natsume's lodgings, ground floor.
Oh, hello again, Inspector Gregson.
What are you doing here?
Well, we were hoping to have another look around, actually.
The lawyer representing the defendant has a right to examine the scene, as I'm sure you're aware.
Yeah, I know the score.
Oh, yes, one other thing. The soap on the ledge outside the window. Did you find it? With the tea in it?
Yeah, we found it alright. There was a small amount of tea in it, as you said.
I knew it.
It's with the identification section of this yard now. We're looking into it. The results should be available later today.
That's wonderful news. Thank you. We do your job better than you do, that's for sure.
Pretty impressive performance in court this morning.
Hey, playing us a compliment.
Sorry?
Nothing. Forget it. Just make sure you don't disturb anything in here.
Oh, there's Sherlock. Oh, he always just appears. Oh, Sherlock. Sherlock. What are you doing? Well, let's look around before we talk to this fool.
Ah, the ill-fated teacups from which the two men drink on the ill-fated night.
During their heated literary debate, yes.
Who's stronger, Romeo or Juliet? Sounds like it was quite a discussion.
Now I think of it, I'm sure that the two lovers in the play ended their lives with poison. So sick of poison. That's what she's thinking.
That's fiction, Mr. Sato. Let's hope it stays that way. The sun never shines in this room thanks to that depressing bricked-up window.
Yet, with enough determination, you can always remove the bricks to set some soap outside, can't you?
Sounds like a very wise life lesson, Mr. Sato.
Only if you plan to follow a life of crime, Mr. Naruhodo. I mean, I guess.
If you ran out of change, you wouldn't even have any light, let alone heat. For the needy, London's winters can be very harsh.
That's true, but if you think about it, even the wealthy would find themselves freezing if they ran out of small change.
London's winters can be very harsh for the forgetful, too, then. Frankly, I'm starting to wonder if Susato-san and I are going to make it to spring.
That's true. We don't even have a meter at Baker Street, let alone a gas stove.
Look how dark the stain on the floor is underneath the meter there.
Yes, from all the water dripping out after the ice coins melted as you established in court this morning.
It's a very large and obvious stain, isn't it?
Mr. Shakespeare must have used an awful lot of ice coins, I suppose.
It was an ingenious idea, I'll give him that, right?
I hate to admit it, but he's pretty smart. Like everyone's like, write that down, write that down. Freaking ingenious. Are you looking for new clues, Inspector?
Lord Fonziek's orders, yeah. Don't come back till you got something for me, he says.
Oh dear. Who are you?
Yeah, poor me. Because we've already searched every bleeding nook and cranny in this place.
Ezra's like, oh, nook and cranny.
I don't know what he expects, to be honest. Thank goodness for warm chips is all I can say.
That's all you ever eat. Don't you ever eat anything else? That's so depressing. Well, at least he's honest. Alright. Sherlock, what you doing, buddy? How you doing? Looking at the outfit? Mr. Holmes, what are you up to over there?
What a question indeed. Was it not your good self who asked me to attend the scene? Oi! What are you doing here, Holmes? What are you up to over there? What are you doing here? Dear me. Once a great detective, one is always under scrutiny, it seems.
Is now the time, Mr. Holmes? Are you about to show us your forensic talents in action as you promised?
With the greatest of pleasure, my dear madam.
Alright. Oh. He doesn't have his usual goggles, but I guess this mask is serving as his fake, potential, like, goggle. Yeah. The goggles are inside the mask now. Uh-huh. Sure. What's all this?
All this is precisely what you requested, Mr. Naruhodo. Sherlock Holmes'
Oh, said it wrong, Binks.
Sherlock Holmes' sensational skin print seeker gun. Moments ago, I took a sample from the teacup that was used by the victim.
A sample from Mr. Shakespeare's cup?
Each individual leaves microscopic secretions on everything he or she touches. A sample of those secretions is all I need to produce this, a refined indicator solution. By liberally spraying the room with this chemical, everything the victim touched is instantly revealed with the aid of these goggles. Here, try them on.
Alright.
There.
This is like our luminal thing, you know? But we're not looking for blood, we're looking for fingerprints, so...
There, now spray the chemical indicator about and all will be revealed.
Spray? How do I do that exactly?
A little press of space on the area you're interested in is all that's required, like this.
What is that stuff? It's like fog.
A suspension of the chemical indicator in a pressurized gas. It's the most efficient way to cover a large area. That was another invention I discovered incidentally whilst I was developing this idea.
As you do.
Go ahead, try it, my dear fellow. We may learn something interesting about the victim's movements on the night in question.
What's up with all that? Well, there's nothing to lose, I suppose. Let's explore. So he was here, looking around. The costume. For some reason. All over the window. The outfits. And that. What's this big hole? No? I thought maybe that hole in the wall. Uh-huh. There, that box. Oh, I don't have to use space. I could just do it with my mouse. Okay. Interesting. Oh, that wasn't there a second ago. That did not appear a second ago. Didn't I spray earlier? Whatever. Okay. Oh, look at all this here.
Ah, yes, interesting. A multitude of the victim's handprints.
Yeah, that's a lot. Almost like something was on there.
Why are there so many of them on the floor in this one spot?
Oh, perhaps he had a bad fall just here?
There's nothing obvious that he would have tripped over, though, is there?
Huh, I wonder. Personally, I often stumble when there's nothing obvious to trip over.
I think that's something only a great detective would do, Mr. Holmes.
Well, this is quite a puzzle. Handprints all over the floor.
Yes, there's no obvious explanation. Okay. So there must be something else I'm missing. That hasn't appeared yet? Because everything else pretty much appeared obviously. Oh, there we go. I thought the picture, I kept going by the picture. It was very picky. It didn't want to, like, I don't know. It was being very picky. And at least it finally happened. You guys saw me clicking. I don't know if you could see me clicking, but whatever. Look, there are dozens of handprints here.
So there are. A great many indeed. So much so that it's hard to make out any one individual print, in fact.
Ugh, it sends a chill down my spine.
Perhaps he was leaning against the wall while he admired this picture?
Unlikely, I would say. It's a rather dull scene after all.
And without wishing to state the obvious, you wouldn't generally admire a picture from such close quarters, I feel.
Oh, very true, Mrs. Sato. It's a bit of a mystery then. Like he pushed the wall? Well, we sprayed Mr. Holmes's amazing skin print indicator all over this room, didn't we? But it also looked like he was doing something to that box on the floor, too.
We did, but there are two places in particular that are of interest, I would say.
Oh, there's a floorboard there. I see it now. The handprints on the floor there, and on the wall by the picture, you mean?
Yes, and I think the floor warrants closer investigation. I won't be a moment.
Okay.
Ah!
What is it, Mr. Sato? What were you saying earlier about checking every nook and cranny, Inspector? Come on now. There was some kind of loose floorboard and y'all didn't find that? Ridiculous.
Look here, Mr. Naruhodo. One of the floorboards has popped out.
One of the... You mean... It's a secret hiding place.
Excellent work, Mr. Sato. So, what do we have in here? Oi, what are you lot doing?
Inspector Gregson.
Stand aside right this minute. It's my job to investigate though.
No need.
No need, Inspector. You continue to dig into your portion of chips, whilst we dig around under the floor here. Your fancy talk's putting me off my food anyway, Holmes. A new bit of evidence is exactly what I need.
Wow, secret hiding place under the floor. What a find.
It's not a hiding place you could make use of in Japan. I don't think I could lift a straw to Tommy, Matt. No, I know. But I never expected one of these wooden floorboards to move, either. It's got me wondering about the wall over there, too. Aren't you curious? Oh! I'll investigate at once.
I mean, there was that whole... Oh, she stood on the box. That makes sense, yeah.
There's nothing behind the picture, sadly. Only the wall.
How disappointing.
But then, how do you explain the handprints? I really can't think why anyone would have been touching the wall over and over in one place like that.
Oh?
There you are. A print for you.
Photograph of the handprints on the wall.
Why?
Interesting that he chose to take a picture. Huh.
Oh, thank you very much. This invention can make prints too. Now then, I wonder if Inspector Gregson has found anything under the floor there.
Desperate to know.
So am I.
Gregson? Tell us.
I'd love to know if there's anything hidden underneath the floorboard there.
Allow me to ask Gregson now. After all, we're well acquainted. Inspector Gregson, really, it's been too long. What is it, Holmes? I thought perhaps you might show me what you found there, seeing as we're such good friends. We're not friends. No, I suppose not. A dismal failure.
Yes, I heard. Ugh, I'd kill to know what was under that floorboard.
Alright then, fair's fair.
What?
You did discover the hiding place after all.
He respects Ryunosuke. He doesn't respect Holmes. That's the difference. You know?
He's like, you know what? You're helping me solve this case. I've seen you put in the work. You're pretty good at what you do. I respect you. You know?
And based on I think it's about the personality too. Because even though he knows that Holmes is smart and helps solve cases, look at how they act, right? Holmes is a bit too arrogant and all over the place and smug about it. Whereas Ryunosuke is more mature and down to earth and respectful.
I suppose I should at least fill you in.
Really, Inspector? Thank you.
Do it quickly, my dear fellow.
See, rather than saying thank you, you just like, hurry up.
If there's one thing I know about this man, it's that he blows with the wind. As fickle as the weather. Oi, stop making me out to be some kind of nut. There were 3 items under the floor there. A newspaper clipping, a photographic print, and a tin box. Now, what do you want to know?
Okay, but all 3.
Looks like this was cut out of the paper about 3 months ago. It's about a convict who got sick and died while he was serving time up in Manchester.
How terrible.
It made the headlines down here in London as well. The bloke had been sentenced to death, you see, but nature got him first.
Why? That's weird. How did he die, though?
Oh my goodness, he'd committed a capital offense?
A man by the name of Selden. Nasty piece of work into burglaries and murder.
That sounds familiar. Selden. Why does that name sound familiar? Was it a Sherlock Holmes character? Maybe. I don't know.
They say the hoard he knocked off was worth about £1,000.
A hoard of treasure, you mean?
Jewelry and the like, but he hidden it somewhere and no one knows where, and now he's dead.
Ah, so you're after the treasure then. Makes sense. I see now.
Papers loved it, of course. £1,000 lost en route to hell, or some such was the headline.
Does it not strike you, though? Why such an article would be so carefully ensconced under the floor?
I suppose now you mention it, it does seem a bit odd. Perhaps I'll go over the paperwork we've got on Selden back at the yard and see if I can turn anything up.
Yeah. Okay, criminal sentences receive the death penalty. However, he died of illness in prison whilst his loot remained undiscovered. Please also find out what his illness was, because that's really shady to me. Don't tell me it was some kind of poisoning illness? I don't know. Maybe he didn't die of an actual illness. Maybe he was poisoned, but it looked like an illness. I don't know. It's weird. Photograph for print. Wait. Garadeb and... Isn't that the dude, the artist? That's Olive Green's brother or boyfriend. We don't know yet. The guy who was in the picture. Oh, this is connected to Olive. And Olive is connected to that guy, to Shamspear. And that's why she said she wished he died from the poisoning. Oh boy. So it's connected to this dude. He must be dead. So he knows Garadeb? Is he like Garadeb's son? Because he's in... I never knew... Like, Garadeb never mentioned having a son, but maybe he did. Oh my god, is he Garadeb's son? That would be crazy. Maybe he was Olive's boyfriend, and that's why she was on her way. Like, maybe she was coming to visit Garadeb and be like, oh, let's reminisce about your son who passed away, and like, maybe he was in the war, or I don't know. That would explain a lot. I don't know if he died in the war. He could have died from anything else. Oh, that's sad. That's really sad. Oh, Olive, is your lover dead? That's really sad. But how is he connected to... So does she blame Shamspear for whatever happened to him? Was Shamspear like his best friend or something? And maybe that's why Garadeb is letting him stay here. Because he's like, oh, you were best friends with my son. Damn. I'm jumping ahead. How does this go with the poisoning? Did Garadeb find out that this man, Shamspear, had to do with the death of his son? And he tried to kill Shamspear through the gas. Because if anybody could have tampered with the gas somehow, it would have been Garadeb, right? Oh no, Garadeb. Well, his wife's already in trouble for accidentally almost killing Olive. I mean, they didn't really act like they knew Olive. Oh god, if she was like the potential almost daughter-in-law and they accidentally almost killed her. Oh, do you know how tragic, like crazy that would be? Oh, I'm jumping ahead, but like, damn. Like, storyline wise, that's really juicy. That's really sad and juicy. Like, the angst. Oh! Okay. Sorry. I'm a sucker for that kind of storylines.
So, this is the photograph I found. Looks reasonably recent to me.
Of course, as usual, this is just me speculating. I could be totally right, totally wrong. Please don't drop any hints or any little like, oh, you're so close, or oh, you're so wrong. Like, please don't. I have fun with my little guessing. I enjoy it. Of course, once everything's revealed, then you could be like, oh, Binks, you were so close, or oh, you did a great job, or oh, your theory was really funny because it was really wrong. So I really do want to hear your reactions later. So, like, if you could, like, type, like, and save, like, a note for yourself or something, so that I can get your comments, but then, like, save them for later, please. Whatever comment you want to write to me now, save it somewhere and then put it for later once the reveal happens. Okay? Can we make a little deal to me and my viewers? So I'm like, please, I want to know your comment that you want to tell me. I do want to hear it and read it. I just don't want it now because I'm like, oh, because if it's like something that will give me a hint or spoilery, I don't want to know it now. But like once the reveal happens, I'll be like, oh, I know it now, so now I want to see your comment and be like, oh, that's funny, or oh, like dang, you know.
Yeah, so this is the photograph of looks reasonably recent to me.
Probably read that line like 3 times, but then I get distracted.
Yes, it would appear to have been taken on the street in front of the house here.
Oh, they look so happy. Oh, I'm so sad now thinking about this. No, Gyarados, is this your son? Oh, that's so sad.
And the gentleman on the left is Mr. Gyarados, the landlord, of course.
But who's the young man on the right? Mr. Gyarados' son, perhaps? Say? It's not just me who's guessing that.
Perhaps. You could take that print if you like.
Really? Are you sure?
We can presume, therefore, that the yard already knows the identity of the young fellow, that is.
Ah, is that true?
Huh. Well, it's too bad if we do. Unfortunately for you lot, leaking information isn't one of my pastimes. I'm not Gumshoe.
No, you're not.
You're not cool enough to be like Gumshoe. My dear Inspector, if I may be so bold as to point something out. Pastimes are for one's leisure, but this is for work. All the more reason I'm not telling you. A dismal failure.
Yes, I heard. Alright. Interesting. I wonder why a photograph like this was hidden under the floor. I mean, Mr. Shamspeare himself isn't in it.
Photographic prints are still rare treasures in the East End. I imagine Mr. Gyarados was rather delighted to have been immortalized. He probably made a proud present of it.
Okay.
No, this tin box looks interesting, doesn't it? Might suggest, Inspector, that you open it. If you were to find something inside that reveals the truth behind this case, I wouldn't be in the least surprised. Yeah, funnily enough, I've already had a look. It's completely empty. What? Shamspeare, give us a clue, man. He's so mad.
You didn't even have the chance to utter a word, Mr. Naruhodo. But anyway, at least we found out what's inside the box.
Yes, thin air. It's empty. Rather like how I feel inside. Oh. Is there nothing more to this box then? I wonder. Well, look at the box itself. Is that a clue? Oh, is is that, Natsume's cat? Oh, look at that kitty!
Oh, look, it's that lovely little kitty cat. What was its name?
It's Mr. Natsume's, isn't it? I don't think we ever asked him, actually.
Wagahai.
Why don't we call it, Wagahai? You know, like Mr. Natsume refers to himself in Japanese. That's what he says? Wagahai? I wonder how he got in here. Clever cat.
Oh, wonderful. Well then, Wagahai. Here's something delicious I bought for you from the cat's meat man.
Oh, she already had that on her? What? So cute. Oh, it's adorable. Precious baby.
He couldn't be happier now, look.
I just hope he can bring some happiness to his owner, too. That spot looked like perfectly designated for him. Interesting.
Hi. Oh, hi, baby.
Cute. That was a cheeky little meow, Wagahai.
Oh, but he's so adorable. I guess I can watch him forever.
I think he may not appreciate that after a while, and we have an investigation to get back to. Okay, that's cute. But I wonder... The fact that he was, like, so accustomed to coming in like that makes me think he comes in quite often. And that spot does look very, like, fixed for him. I don't know if there's anything else for us to do here. Anything else? I think we looked at everything already. Yeah, we can't even converse, so I guess that's it. Anything at Briar Road? I don't think so. No. Okay. Well, let's go to the prison, I guess. Speaking of Wagahai, what's up, Natsume?
Oh, Mr. Natsume is back.
So he is. Mr. Natsume, hello.
I am a cat.
Yeah, that's the name of your book, isn't it? What's up, bro? Sorry.
I don't know who Mr. Natsume is or Sherlock Holmes. I don't know about courts or trials or Old Baileys. I am a cat. That's what I am. Just a cat.
Mr. Naruhodo, he's trying to escape from reality.
Trying to? He already has. Completely. So, what is your name then?
As yet I have no name.
Mr. Naruhodo, he hasn't fully thought out his new identity yet. Maybe it's not too late to bring him back to reality.
Do you think you could open your eyes for us, Mr. Natsume? Your creepy, swirly eyes?
I am not a cat.
It worked. He's back in the real world.
What's going to become of me? No. Don't answer that. It's obvious. My accursed soul is never going to escape this accursed fate.
Mr. Natsume, no! This morning's proceedings in court prove that there's hope.
Yes, locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire was brilliant, but... That Reaper is omnipresent, in court, in my lodgings, here, there, everywhere.
What's he looking straight at? Oh, sorry, wrong voice. What's he looking straight at me for? I think perhaps there are some things we should discuss.
Oh, yes, we must.
Dude. Let's talk.
In my whole life, have I ever been so moved as I was today? No. Of course, if I cast my mind back, there were perhaps one or two other occasions that moved me more. But if I just block those out, then today, being in that courtroom was... It was the most moving experience of my life, locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire.
You're too kind.
Scotland Yard found the remaining tea just as we deduced, and are analyzing it as we speak.
There's nothing wrong with that tea. They won't find a drop of poison in it. That's a solemn sworn Soseki certainty.
Tell me, did you both drink the tea at the same time that night?
Oh yes, most definitely. Remember, drink tea while it's hot. We both poured it down our throats like it was a hot bath for our bellies.
And at the time, you were both completely fine.
As shown by the fact that he and Mr. Shamspear then engaged in the Romeo and Juliet match. I suppose the focus of tomorrow's proceedings will be how the poison was taken by the victim then.
What kind of tea did you make? Was it red, or was it like a green tea? I'm asking because the one we saw was red.
That rotten Shamspear! What have I ever done to him?
You don't recall I'm taking issue with you over anything you've done recently?
I've been holed up in my room, immersed in books. I don't recall anything at all.
Right.
But what I don't understand is why he didn't let me know sooner.
Let you know what, Mr. Natsume?
About the soap, of course. What else?
About the heater scam.
He's like, damn, bro, I was suffering too. Let me be a fraud con artist, man.
Oh dear. Are you struggling with such a meager stipend?
Of course I am. If I had money, I wouldn't have chosen to live an accursed existence in such accursed lodgings.
Oh yes, you said it's because the place is cursed that it's so cheap, didn't you?
Exactly, especially the room that I rent. The spirit of that capital offender who lived there still haunts the place. And it's trying to kill me.
Wait, capital offender? Capital offender?
Might I ask, locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire, that the next time you visit me, you bring scores of super soft soaps?
Capital offender, you say? Well, I think I might know who you're talking about. Let's see. Let's present that.
What's this?
It's a newspaper cutting that we found in Mr. Shamspeare's room.
Oh, so he knew, did he?
Sorry.
About this man, Selden. A convicted killer, and the evil spirit behind the curse that afflicts my lodgings.
What?
He's already taken one young man's life, and now he's trying to take the life of another. A miserable, mustached, much-aligned Japanese man.
Mr. Natsume, if you know something, please, you must tell us. Tell us everything you can about this evil spirit. Alright, but he will be doing that in the next episode. Alright, we almost made it to an hour, which is what I was trying to do in this episode. I was like, yeah, it's been a while since I've gotten close to an hour, so that's what I wanted to do. Well, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this, and until next time, have a nice day. Bye-bye.